Welcome back to 5 Minutes of X, where 2 issues seem maybe Halloween themed, but they dropped in November. On November 11th, 1967, Marvel released the Avengers number 48 and the X-Men number 40. Roy Thomas continues to write all of the mutant books, but this month we get a new-to-us artist on Avengers, George Tuska. Don Heck drew our X book this month. We've seen his art a whole bunch in it, and he's great. We get castles, flying horses, knights, Frankenstein's monster here. Clearly Halloween-themed, but 10 days after the holiday. Let's start off with the second part of our Magneto story. We started back in Avengers 47. In issue 48, we splash with Pietro and Wanda in stocks being threatened by Magneto and Toad. Toad has upped his sniveling game here, and he wants these two dead for quitting back in 1964. Magneto splits his bullying between Toad and the sibling hero mutants. Magneto displays how his power has grown, demands that Pietro and Wanda rejoin the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, then stomps off after Pietro says that he will think about it. I don't get this. If Pietro does agree to join back up, would Magneto just set him free? I mean, no one side can trust the other at this point. You put them in stocks. Whatever. Okay. So in any case, after Wanda and Pietro are left alone, Pietro speed wiggles a hand free and calls for the Avengers, but no one answers. Cap has quit. Hercules is up on Mount Olympus looking for his dad. Hawkeye is sulking somewhere about Cap quitting, and Goliath and Wasp are gambling with her money. We end our mutant content with Magneto making threats and trying to scare Wanda and Pietro into joining him. Once what's left of the Avengers does reconvene, they do spend the rest of the issue fighting against the Black Knight, while he desperately tries to explain that he's not his father, that he's like a good guy looking to help. This is actually a really fun side story. We see how the OG Black Knight, the dad of the current one, rose and fell from villainy, and why the son wants to help undo some of the damage his father caused. The scenes where he's fighting while trying not to fight the Avengers are really fun. In the end, though, he flies off saying he'll do good without the Avengers, while the Avengers apply that he has a bad temper, letting him go. The hubris of the Avengers here. Chef's kiss. That's just amazing. The Black Knight will show up here and there over the years, but just in very, very few issues. We start X-Men number 40 in the Danger Room. It's been maybe 5 or so issues since we've been in there. It's nice to see it back. Iceman pulls a prank on Beast, and we are then rushed to the Professor's side, as he calls them. On the way to see Professor X, we get this super cool Dutch angle in a page-wide panel, followed by a less severe angle from the outside of the mansion. I'm a total sucker for turning something mundane into something cinematic, using the medium in an abnormal way. I just love it. It's just great. Okay, so Professor X heard about some scientists who have found Frankenstein's monster in a big old block of ice. Charles suspects that he's an android instead of a monster. We get a quick retelling of the Mary Shelley story, and the X-Peeps are sent to investigate. We cut to the New York Museum where the monster was transported, and we get this hard-living scientist with huge hair in charge of the monster research. Look at this dude. He's like 35 going on 60. Oh man alive. Anyway, the monster gets loose and blows this guy's clothes to rags. The X-Men intercept, but even with some great teamwork, the monster gets away. They chase him to a boat, and we get a second fight. Here we discover a handful of things. First, along with fire, the monster hates ice. So the solution is to freeze him, and we happen to have a freezy guy on staff who can do just that. Second, the monster is indeed a robot. Third, if the monster gets cold enough, he will just explode, and explode he does. And finally, we get a super fun explanation for all of this. A rogue tropical planet floated by Earth 150 years ago. Don't ask how that's possible. But the inhabitants of this planet dropped the monster off to test if humans were chill enough to hang with them, but something went wrong. During the issue, the monster kept saying weird stuff about the X-Men's uniforms. It turns out our uniforms match the aliens' uniforms, and I guess that malfunction made him not like his makers. I don't know. A little echo from Mary Shelley's story here. The problem, though, is that it's like writing a story where you put a hat on top of another hat of a character and then make fun of him for wearing two hats. It's like you did that to him. Don't make fun of him or blame him for it. It's just a weird writing problem. Anyway, so we also continue our Cyclops story where we are formally introduced to a new mutant named Jack Winters. His mutant name will be Jack of Diamonds, like a playing card, or the Living Diamond. But for now, he just has sus gloves. This guy is in like 3 or 4 issues total, including the single panel back of the head cameo from our last X-Men issue. But he is a mutant, so I'm tracking him. So this dude is trying to bring Scott into a theft scheme he has going at his ex-employer, a nuclear power plant. So he teleports himself and Scott to the plant and reveals that the last time he tried to steal this fissionable material to sell, his hands turned to diamond. That's when he drops the gloves. We see the diamond hands. At the nuclear power plant, Charles confronts Jack while Scott hides behind a pole. These diamond hands. It's like the future Reddit Wall Street Bets thing. All right, so retelling and recontextualizing the Frankenstein's monster story always makes me kind of groan. I'm sure that the last time I read this, I didn't give it the time of day and thought it was kind of silly. But you know what? I'm 44 and well read, and this is good, clean fun. It's a great palate cleanser after the Factor 3 stuff, and it's a super fun twist that kind of follows up on a classic tale. Low stakes, and it just sucks that it's a little late for Halloween. I like the ongoing story about Scott, but the Jack of Diamonds is dumb. Fight me. The Avengers issue is fluff, but good fluff. The Black Knight fight, where he just can't get a word in to tell him he's not a villain, is super intentionally funny, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. The Magneto story doesn't make any sense at all. I like the idea that Magneto is trying to re-recruit Wanda and Pietro, but he and the writers clearly have no plan for any of this. We'll see how that goes forward. I don't know, the cover of the next issue has a dead Wanda in Pietro's arms, so something to look forward to there. Well, you've survived another session in the Danger Room. For more character info, reading lists, and what other nerdy projects I'm tangled up in, head on over to Jordy.com. New episodes drop Wednesdays at noon and Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Remember, comic cover dates were always wrong. Always. And release dates are always late too, especially at Marvel. Halloween 1966 came in November.